Hello, my lovely mutants. Who is watching apple cider vinegar? I'm up to episode 2 and I'm already obsessed. But, quote, who would pretend to have brain tumours? Not me. I have 2 of them, real ones. But when I was first diagnosed, I actually thought of Mel Gibson, so that when I would tell people, I tell everyone about them, I always follow up with, I'm not a scammer, I'm seeing doctors, the tumours are benign, I'm not going to die from them, they're not terminal, knock on wood. But this is the effect of what scammers like Bell have done to people suffering from cancer, let alone actual brain cancer. Mine is not cancer. I've never ever said that. They are 2 benign tumours. One is in the pituitary gland, hence the operations from the other videos I posted, and the other is a really rare Rathke's cleft cyst that in itself is rare enough, but the 2 of them together is rarer still, as you generally only have one or the other, not both of them, and that gives you more volume having both of them. My latest podcast goes into the medical side of things on that, so on Spotify. I have a lot of symptoms from it, and I've had the symptoms for most of my life, as the Rathke's is an embryonic remnant, and it's the symptoms that make me really ill. But in my quest to not appear to be a scammer, I really try to live a normal life as possible, even when I'm feeling really, really sick, because I don't want to bother people. I mean, I talk about them a lot because I find it quite fascinating. It's quite amazing that these 2 things are living inside my brain, 2 little BFFs holding hands. And I have the endless tests and MRIs and doctor visits, but I don't ever expect special treatment from anyone, nor have I ever accepted money, wanted money, or tricked people into thinking I was worse than I am. It is, in fact, quite the opposite. If you're a Pride and Prejudice fan, you'll get that quote. But Bell hasn't only affected how I approach having this illness, it has affected the way others treat me. So the majority of people I meet treat me with empathy and understanding, particularly family and friends. I couldn't do this without them. They've been wonderful. But I mostly tell other people because it affects my comms and I trip up words and I can't get things out. But for some people, it actually allows them to bring out their worst side. I was recently on that jury show, and afterwards some of the jurors admitted to me that I was a target and they kind of treated me differently to elicit reactions from me. I cottoned on pretty quickly to what was going on at the time, and I took a big step back from any sort of reaction. But why would anyone think, yeah, let's target her? I don't expect special treatment from anyone, but I also don't expect people to treat me like shit, even for a TV audience. However, those toxic behaviours that were allowed during filming carried on afterwards. And when we went to a viewing, I was telling everyone about my major surgery, and one of the jurors said quite condescendingly, "Wait on, I thought you had issues with your brain." And I replied, yes, and the surgery is a symptom of that. And now that I've had the surgery, hopefully this will help the tumours shrink a bit more and get back on track. And another juror jumps in quite bitchily and says, "Sounds like you need to pick a story and stick with it." What the hell? Like, she didn't believe me, like I was making it up. Having said that, this was the same juror who was upset the edits didn't show her bullying me. Again, why would you target someone who has brain tumours and got quite ill during the filming? The answer is quite simple. They just didn't believe me. And I think it's the Mel Gibson effect. I think they thought I was doing it for attention or something. So anything with the brain is complicated and mostly invisible. You don't know what people are going through. I've been asked, why hasn't my hair fallen out? I don't have cancer. They're benign tumours. I'm not having chemo. And we're shrinking them with medication. It's taken 3 years already. Surgery is an option, but we've gone the medication route. I've also been asked why I am so happy and positive when I'm supposedly so ill. Again, it's not cancer. I don't get chemo. And I'm happy and positive because there was always light at the end of the tunnel for me. There are so many people who are worse off. And I feel for them because I know how sick I can get, and I can't imagine how much more sick they would feel. It would be horrible. I did another episode on a friend who has inflammatory breast cancer, and it's bad. And that's why I'm positive I don't have to go through that. I'm under general care of my GP, who sends me for tests and monitors my markers, and she's amazing. And I see my specialist once a year now, but if anything went pear-shaped, I would go earlier. But I'm on track, so when people tell you they are ill, believe them. But maybe don't believe them if they tell you they have cured themselves of terminal cancer just by having kale juice or something. It's a team effort to support someone who is ill, but the battle is their own, so you've just got to really be there for them. The best way is to listen to your doctors and combine the scientific with the alternative. A healthy diet and exercise is always a good thing, even if you're sick or not. but combine that with medicine is the best way. A great relationship with my doctors, and in fact, I did self-diagnose, but I went to the doctor with my information, and he said, "Okay, Dr. Google," but sent me for an MRI anyway. I see and can recommend Dr. Bruce Robertson if anyone needs a good endocrinologist. Off to watch another episode, but what are your thoughts on it?